Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Vidane TV, your regularly scheduled Wednesday night mayhem here at Dover International Speedway for the My Veteran Passion 125 Showtime. Paul Strickland Jr. up here in the booth, the production trailer, wherever you want to call it, being joined very, very shortly by John Adams and Alyssa Adams as well, making their Vidane TV booth and pit road debut. Going to be very exciting to get those guys up here in the booth, but very quickly, want to talk to Matt Dixon with My Veteran Passion, sponsor of tonight's race. Matt, how are we doing tonight?
Doing great, Paul. Hey, I just want to say thank you very much to you and John and Alyssa for having me on tonight and being able to talk about our nonprofit.
Absolutely. You can check them out, myveteranpassion.org. I was actually checking out the website before we got on air here. It's a really cool deal. Veterans are obviously very special to all of us in the country, the greatest country of the world here, and we owe everything to our veterans. They're out overseas fighting to keep everybody safe. They're here keeping our borders safe and all that good stuff as well. But when the fight's never over really, and it's a good thing to keep mental and physical strength and mental and physical health upbeat with all the veterans as well. And I think that's what My Veteran Passion is all about, is it not?
Yes, sir. That's absolutely correct. We try to form a community, try to have, reach veterans and myself as a veteran, I was in the Marine Corps for 12 years. The founder of of the nonprofit is Ramon Encinas. I knew him by Doc Soto. He was actually my corpsman in the Marine Corps. And he was in the Navy for, I believe, 12 years as well. He multiple combat deployments for him. And unfortunately, his old unit has suffered greatly, not only on deployments, but also post-deployments and coming back. And the suicide rate has really hit, his old unit, not just his unit, but every branch, Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, everything. And that's what we're here for, is to create that community, create that environment so veterans can reach out to one another. And, if they want to work out, we have workout programs. If they want a game, we have gaming programs for them as well.
And that's definitely a really cool thing here. We're just wrapping up qualifying here at Dover. Got a few moments left. Want to give you an opportunity. How can folks reach out? How can they donate? Is it something where we can donate time as well? What all have we got? How can we get people involved?
Yes, sir. So, I mean, actually, we have Twitch. We do stream a lot on My Veteran Passions Twitch page. We're actually today we're doing our monthly 22 for 24 for 22. Excuse me. That is, we stream 24 hours straight on the 22nd of every month, and that's for remembrance of the 22 veterans that fall to their demons and commit suicide every single day. And 22 is as everybody would say, that's just way too high of a number, and that's very, very, very sad to see. And it impacts all of us. You don't have to be a veteran for that to impact you. But we're streaming right now. We have different people that's streaming for us. We're trying to raise funds as well for My Veteran Passion. We're also we help raise funds for other veterans that are in need. We've tried to help out some homeless veterans, get them in a house for a couple of weeks until things are better for them. Try to help out with medical expenses or anything that's kind of popped up unexpectedly, like things has happened. And it's not so much the money aspect. The biggest thing that we really want to push for My Veteran Passion is the mental awareness and the mental health. We have a Discord page, over 380 members on there. So somebody's always on. If you ever need anything at all, you can always reach out to them. Somebody's there for you to talk to, vent with, and just be a part of a community and a brother and sisterhood like how we were in the military. Every Saturday we do a Salty Sailor Talk. We have a variety of topics where each veteran is able to voice their opinion and thoughts on that topic. And, it's stuff that we struggle with on a day-to-day basis, whether it be survivor's guilt or, family issues, alcoholism, drug addiction, or anything else. We try to tackle these topics so we can give veterans a nice platform to talk. And it's not the typical one-on-one with a counselor who doesn't understand where you've been through. We've been through, we understand, and we're here to help.
Absolutely. And Matt, really want to thank you for your service. 12 years is a long time to dedicate to this country, and thank you for what you're doing for the veterans and with the veterans as well. MyVeteranPassion.org is the website. We'll get all that linked up on the Vidane TV Facebook page. We'll make sure that we get everybody linked up and try and get a little bit of awareness raised up for MVP and try and get the donations rolling in as well.
I greatly appreciate that. I want everybody to know that we are 501c3, so we are federally recognized as a nonprofit. They are tax deductible. This 100% of the proceeds go towards helping veterans. We don't. I have a full-time job. He works 2 full-time jobs. Everybody that's a part of the board and part of the admin team, we all work. But this is a passion for us because we're veterans and we love our veterans. And thank you very much for your kind words as well. It's absolutely the honor of my lifetime to be able to serve this country and the great people of this country.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. And like I said, we'll get everything hooked up on the Vidane TV Facebook page as well. And we'll clip out the video package as well just to make sure that everybody gets all the information that they need.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right, thanks again, Matt. Matt Dixon with My Veteran Passion. Be sure to check them out at myveteranpassion.org. They're on Facebook as well, and as made mention, we'll get everything hooked up on the Facebook page as well. But getting ready to do battle here, 125 laps on the docket. Again, I'm Showtime Paul Strickland Jr., joined by a new voice up here in the booth, John Adams. John, how are we doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Paul. I'm doing real good, man.
Green flag in the air already, and we can see business is already picking up. Tommy Kelly up front, 2-time winner so far this season in that 3-car, up in front by a couple of car lengths already, and kind of strung out a little bit behind him, almost single file for the first 3.
Yeah, you got them side by side back here. We just had a pass on the number 19, just past the 47 down there in turn 4. But look at this, we got the 47 coming back to us up here on the high side.
Alonzo King rocking one of those MVP logos there in the 5th position, holding on to it. He's got Matt Mackin down on the bottom side, taking a quick peek, trying to get down, make it happen, but he's going to tuck into his tire tracks. Caution flag going to fly relatively early here. It could be, we got a car upside down, multi-car incident down there on the backstretch. So very, very quickly, that's going to pull out the Kong Beer Bong instant replay for the first time here on lap number 3. We'll back up the tapes and take a peek and see what happened here. It looks like the 23, the 52, the 4, a couple of other cars involved, and we'll get the replay on screen as it were. Little half-speed action here, a little slow-motion action. There you can see some contact between the 52 and the 4. Gets into the back of the 4 just a little bit. Gets him a little bit squirrely, out of shape, and there's the big flip end over end there for the 52 car, collecting a couple other. There's, you see the 23, the 32 involved as well. A couple of other cars smashing into the wall to try and avoid calamity, but fortunately here, it looks like a few drivers going to be ending their nights early. They're going to be going down to pit road and getting some service done to those machines. And there you can see drivers on pit road. And also making her debut here, our pit reporter, Alyssa Tatum. Great to have you here, Alyssa. First race here on Verdane TV. We've got some drivers down on pit road. What are you saying?
Well, they look like, they've all hit their pit stalls pretty good. No incidents on pit road so far. Looks like it's going to be a good race.
So about a half a dozen or so drivers down on pit road, and you can see Tommy Kelly still holding on to the lead there in the number 3 car. Eric Kling up front in the 51 car. He's won a couple of races himself. Tyler Smith, Matt Mackin, and Chris Spear rounding out the top 5. Ed Boyles Jr., Jimmy Absher, Charles Stevens, David Douthwaite, and Wade Palmer the 5th, rounding out the top 10. Alonzo King actually sliding back up in the timing and scoring there. You can follow along up there on the top of your screen. And the cool thing about this league here, the Loose Lugz Cup Series, is they all race NASCAR-style teams and NASCAR-style paint schemes as well. So you'll see the Richard Childress Racing guys, the Hendrick Motorsports guys, the Stuart Haas Racing guys, all of those guys that you would see on a Sunday afternoon or a Saturday evening on the Cup Series, the NASCAR Cup Series. All those teams are kind of worked into this league as well, which is really, really cool. Makes it easy to follow along at home and up here in the broadcast booth as well. Lots of stuff going on here. And just coming off of Tim's Corner Motorsports, Tim's Corner Live, episode number 33. Had a couple of Maritime Canada's racers up there. Be sure to check out the replay over on the Facebook page, the YouTube page. Want to thank everybody here for tuning in here live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, and great to have John and Alyssa up here in the booth as well. But the lights are off on the iRacing non-manufacturer specific pace car down in the backstretch, going to be heading into 3 and 4. And John, you've been racing for as long as I've known you, going on 15, potentially even 20 years almost. You've raced this track at Dover, and you've raced these Cup cars here. What are these drivers going through right now? What are they feeling in the track?
But pretty much the biggest thing about Dover that I've always struggled with would be the exit of turn 2. That wall out of turn 2 just comes up on you so quick, and you just don't really have enough time to if you even have enough time to back out the gas, you're just losing so much momentum, and you're going to get passed on the backstretch going into 3.
And speaking of 3, that's where the drivers find themselves coming out of turn 4 now. You can see the pace cars down there on pit road. He's going to try and get himself an ice cold Coke and a corn dog. Green flag in the air one more time. The 51 down low. He's got a little bit of momentum now and a little bit of a push there from Alonzo King in the 47 side by side. For the time being, that high side seems like it's going to be the place to be.
Yeah, I seen the number 3 there. He kind of wiggled there coming out of turn 2. I don't know if he thought he was clear or not at the 51, but the 51 started to come up and the 3 kind of twitched there, and he got a little squirrely, but he actually gathered back up, and he's still going pretty straight. But I want to talk about number 3 for a second. Tommy Kelly. This guy's got 2 wins this season, and he was doing pretty good here the first 5 laps of the race before we had the caution come out. He was actually pulling away from second place. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do in that number 3 back push up Chevrolet.
Clean air definitely going to be king here, and we can see that with Kling in the 51 car pulling out by 3 or 4 car lengths over that number 3 of Tommy Kelly. Between the 2 of them up front in the first and second position, I believe they've got 5 wins on the season here. 4 wins, check that, 2 apiece here in the Loose Lugz Cup Series. Race number 7 on the books, 5 races already away from playoffs. Going to find out which 16 drivers are going to be going into those playoffs to be eligible for this season's championship. And man, oh man, have these guys been exciting all season long, really bringing the action here on Wednesday nights.
Oh yeah, for sure, Paul. Actually, you got the top 4 right now pulling away from 5th and on back. I don't know if the top 5, or, we had the number 96 there just slammed the wall at turn 4. That's going to hurt him big time there because aero damage is very, very, very critical at this high-speed racetrack. And you're probably, if you want to get your eyes on number 96 there, he's going to be losing probably about 2-3 tenths of lap here, Paul, because he got some good right side damage.
Yeah, taking a look at some of the speed shots as he drives on by. It looks like he is starting to lose a little bit of ground now to Chris Spear in that number 7 car back in 5th place. Lots of heavy damage on the right side of that Dex number 96 car, and doesn't seem to be affecting the handling too much. As I say that, he makes a big wiggle coming out of the corners, but it looks like he is holding on to it for now. One of the things we do have to keep an eye on, though, is caution flag comes out, so we'll put a dog ear in that. Come back to it momentarily. It looks like Keith Hume Sr., the All-Star race winner from last week, off the pace in the number 1 car. So we're going to pull up that Kong Beer Bong instant replay one more time and make the good times better. Be sure to check them out over at kong.twodrunk.net and pick yourself up one of those. But we're going to take a quick peek here at the instant replay, focusing on that 1 car, already missing the hood on the South Point Casino machine. Gets a little bit of a help, sends him on around. Doesn't hit anything else, gathers it back up, but up in the bottom side racing groove. So caution flag is going to come out on lap number 12 here. Caution flag at number 2.
Yeah, Paul, I've seen that from a few laps ago. The 37 was trying to dive under the 1 multiple times in both turns, and I think the 1 was just trying to put up a big fight and just wasn't letting them have it. And then, of course, they both got together there and caused a caution, but the 1 did hold on to, which I'm actually pretty impressed about.
And there you can see the U.S. Army MVP, My Veteran Passion, number 51, Eric Kling, holding on to the lead right now. Tommy Kelly in second, Alonzo King, Tyler Smith, and Chris Spear rounding out the top 5 here. Already 13 laps down, 125 on the docket here for this evening. And we've seen a lot of short track racing here on Verdane TV the past couple of weeks here. Dover's kind of one of those tracks where it's not quite an intermediate big track. It's not quite a short track one. I think it's a little bit more than a mile here around the Monster Mile. I guess it is a mile long racetrack, not just a clever nickname. But we've seen the high side on all these short tracks, Richmond, Bristol, Darlington even. We've seen the high side work, but it's only been working earlier on in the run, and as the tires start to wear off, we still do see some drivers up on that high side, but it really starts to burn off the right rear tire very, very quickly when you're up there. So it's almost a trade-off here. When you go up on the high side, you're a little bit quicker, but you're burning up your tires. And we've seen all sorts of different strategies over the past week or 2 weeks. This short track stint between the Multi-League Cup Series, Sim 500 on Monday nights, and here with the Fatheads Cup, or the Loose Lugz Cup Series. A slap on the wrist for that one. And we've seen the high side work. We've seen the low side work. We've seen tire strategies, 2 tires, no tires, 4 tires, all the way around. And you can see Keith Hume coming off a pit road there. At this point at Dover, John, what are these drivers looking at? Are they going to be trying to get themselves up on the high line and make it work, or is it just kind of go with whatever the racetrack hands you?
Pretty much, from my experience at Dover, there really is no high line here. I know we've seen it in the real world, with Kyle Larson, of course, right there inches away from the wall. But as far as in the sim, I've never seen the high line work at this track. You might see some of your a middle groove action working, but it's mostly, I think it's going to be a bottom feeder race, to be totally honest with you. But then again, hey, who knows? We might have a Kyle Larson in here that might can ride that wall, and he might can just gain all the speed that everybody can't even get. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. It's only lap 14, and we've only had 9 laps green, 10 laps green. So I think after we get about 30 laps to 40 laps laid down on this track, you're going to see some rubber build up, and we might see some movement.
And as we cross the stripe here, we should see the lights turn off on the iRacing pace car, and indeed we do. So we're going to line them up 2 by 2. Once again, get another restart here in the books, and that's one of the things that we've seen over the past few weeks here as well on Verdane TV. Restarts are key, and the way the iRacing service works is as soon as that pace car dips down, the drivers, for the most part, most of the leagues that work with us here on Verdane TV, as soon as that iRacing pace car hits pit road, you're able to essentially choose where you want to restart, and you can choose which line you want to restart in as well. So we can see the leader in the 51 choosing that bottom side. That seems to be working for him. He's going to be able to block any attackers from that bottom side. But as soon as that pace car hits pit road, it gives these drivers the opportunity to kind of, I don't want to say jump the start, but gives them an opportunity to kind of get into the throttle a little bit early.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get into the throttle too soon here, especially coming off of turn 4 with how much banking you got there. The tires will break loose on you, and you will spin them, and you will wreck, because this happened to many drivers before. Pace car's off here, Paul. And we got the number 51 in the lead here, Eric Kling. Alongside him, Tommy Kelly. And let's see when they go. Restart line right here. And they're going. Green flag.
Making them wait for it until the very last moment. It looks like a clean restart through at least the front 10 rows or so. Taking a quick peek at timing and scoring, 33 cars making the call here, and it looks like we've still got 26 of those drivers on the lead lap. A couple of drivers finding themselves down in the garage area early on with that lap 3 wreck. But you can see the 51 car out in clean air. Eric Kling already has about 2 to 3/10 of a second lead, about 4 car lengths over that 3 car.
Yeah, he's actually doing a pretty good job there on that restart. It seemed like to me that he actually full throttled it and he was able to hang on to it. We still do got fresh tires, somewhat fresh tires on these cars here. Oh, we got another caution out, Paul. What happened?
Multiple car incident here. There you can see the 9 car pointed in the wrong direction. That's Matt Mackin. Got to give a shout out to Matt. Going to be having some health issues here. Want to make sure that we wish send our well wishes and everything. Having a rough night of it here. You can see some black smoke coming out from underneath the bottom of the Napa 9 car, and looks like he almost got a little bit of a push there, but he's going to limp it around to pit road and see what the crew can do with the virtual handlers and virtual duct tape and all that good stuff. But we'll take a peek here at the Kong Beer Bong instant replay. Focusing on that 9 car, you can see the 18 coming up down on the bottom side. Everything looks good as they come out of the corner, but the 9 car just loses the back end of that race car. Violent hit for that 18 car. Sends him spinning on the top. M&M's all over the racetrack. Jimmy Absher down on pit road already, having to call a tow truck. Looks like he may very well be done for the evening early here. And it looks like we've got a couple of drivers coming down pit road here. And we're going to set it down to our brandy new pit road reporter, Alyssa. What are you seeing down there?
She actually stepped away for a second there, Paul. She's probably over there getting a hot dog.
Oh, she's fired. Tell her to bring back some beer.
All right, so down here we got the 51. He just slid into a stall right here. He's a third stall from the first place stall. It looks like he's getting 4 tires. Oh, he actually slid past the stall. He just now put it in reverse. So the leader's gonna lose some positions here. We got the 47 coming out. Looks like he's gonna come out first place. The 5's gonna be second place, and then we're gonna the 24 come out third place, along with Michael Miller in 4th place in the 48, and then number 11 Wayne Bowen rounds out the top 5 there on the extra pit road. I don't know what happened to the 51 there, Paul.
Yeah, it looks like he just shot past the pit stall, and that's a tough thing to do here, or a tough mistake to recover from. You saw he lost 4 or 5 spots on pit road by itself, but we also had a handful of drivers elect to stay out. Looks like 7 drivers staying out, or even more than that, 12 drivers staying out. Tommy Kelly is the new leader once again. Tyler Smith, Chris Spear, David Douthwaite, Kevin Ruff, the top 5, Tim Wortman Jr., Jamison Middlemitz, Preston Perrier, Trevor Absher, and Joshua Noland, the top 10 currently, and a couple of drivers coming down pit road here around the second time by, so might have just had a couple of guys just kind of feeling the waters out. Maybe they didn't want to be down a crowded pit road, but we've still got these front 7 drivers that are still on the 20-lap tires that we started the race with. So this is going to be interesting, and we can see Preston Perrier, Trevor Absher, and Ian Yeager, the first 3 cars off of pit road. They only took 2 tires, it looks like, 6 seconds, 6.3, 5.6, 5.6. They might have even only taken fuel at that point. Those are very quick pit stops here. That was actually under the last caution. They're on 8-lap tires. So the first car that came down, 4 fresh tires, going to be Alonzo King in 11th. So it's a good cushion for Tommy Kelly up front. He knows he's got some drivers in behind him that have the older tires that are going to be able to maybe hold off some of these guys for a little bit to try and get these tires to even out.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a big, definitely a big, because you got 20 laps, about 15 green flag laps on these tires here, so it's going to be interesting to see what these fresh tires can do against these old tires here. But I was just going back to look at that replay with Matt Mackin and the number 9 coming down to 18. That's what I was talking about earlier, Paul. Turn 2, that wall is very treacherous coming out of there. It comes up on you so quick, and it looked like the number 9 of Matt Mackin had too much wheel input into it. And off of turn 2, if you're high and you're coming out of that turn, it's almost like a roller coaster. It will just dip down on you, and those rear tires will break loose, and that's what happened to the number 9 there. He's had too much wheel input, rear tires broke loose, and he got loose and came down into the number 18 there and caused that wreck.
The lights are off in the iRacing pace car 2x2 lined up all the way through, getting ready to take the green flag once again here on lap 22 once we come around. Want to thank everybody again for tuning in here tonight on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, with ANTV on all the social media outlets. We're on Twitter. Heck, I'm even on TikTok. Strictly 94 if you want to watch a fat guy drink beer, because that's my specialty. Then broadcasted, I'm pretty good at. We want to thank My Veteran Passion for jumping on board. I see they're in the YouTube chat, so be sure to subscribe to their YouTube channel. Check them out on Facebook. Check them out on the web as well, myveteranpassion.org. And awesome interview with Matt Dixon earlier on before we took the green flag here tonight at Dover's. We're taking another green flag here. It looks like the Facebook recording missed it, so we're going to clip that off of the YouTube here and make sure that we get that interview up on our Facebook page tomorrow morning, and make sure you listen in to that. But green flag in the air once again. Tommy Kelly out front trying to hold off Tyler Smith on the outside. Tyler Smith tucks right into his tire tracks. Alonzo King, or check that, Chris Spear is the number 7 driver. He's trying to make something happen in the 3rd spot. Side by side behind him, they think better of it. Single file for the front 10 cars.
Yeah, Paul, I was real interested to see there that 96 and not hit there with all the other cars that did go in the pits, because he still got that right front damage from when he slammed the wall out of turn 4. So that was going to be a perfect chance for him to at least get some damage fixed and hopefully help his outlook on the rest of the race here. So that's real interesting. As you see, he is losing time to the number 3 car up here in first place, Tommy Kelly.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of the clean air and a little bit of the damage. It's probably a 60-40 split on that, but still doing very well for that the amount of damage that's on that race car. So it's good to see the 96 run relatively decent, and we can see it's still the front 6 drivers are drivers on older tires. And it doesn't really look like the first driver, Alonzo King, back in 10th place, hasn't really made too much ground yet in the 47 Navy car, but still looks relatively strong. We'll see how long it takes for these tires to kind of even out.
Yeah, I think the number 47 Alonzo King is probably just buying his time here. He's not going to try to burn them up too quick. I know he's probably got a limited amount of set of tires for this race tonight. So I'm pretty sure Alonzo's probably just taking his time back here in 9th place. He's about to make a pass for 8th place here on the number 38 machine. Going to the inside of him in turn 1 here, and he will complete that pass. So move him up to 8th place. But like I said, he's saving tires. He's not driving too hard right now. So I don't know. I think we need to keep our eyes on this 47 moving on up through the field, Paul. But
yeah, a lot of these drivers have found that Dover's a very tricky racetrack, even though it's pretty much a 1 mile over. You can see Keith Hume Sr. there in the background coming down pit road once again to get some more damage fixed on that car. But this is one of those racetracks where you have to race the racetrack first and then start worrying about all the other drivers on track after the fact. You need to make sure that your car's working right. You need to make sure everything is essentially set just right before you can jump on in and start racing some of your opponents. That's why we've got the little bit of conveyor belt action going on right now. Tommy Kelly out front by 0.8 of a second, almost 0.9 of a second now on Tyler Smith. We've talked about the damage on the right front of that 96 Toyota, but it seems to be holding up just fine. I bet he can't wait to get down on pit road and get some virtual duct tape on that machine. But there you can see Chris Spear really starting to dig those front tires. Whoa! Loses the back end of the race car, but holds on to it. Loses a little bit of time to the 96 car, and he stays in that 3rd position for now. But now the Captain Rough machine, that number 8 Caterpillar ride, he smells blood in the water, and he loses the back end of the race car briefly.
Yeah, the number 7 car made a really good save there off of turn 4, Paul. But, you know, this car, this era package, everything about it, it's all about clean air. And right now, with how far of a lead that the number 3's got, Tommy Kelly over Tyler Smith here, it's really hurting the number 7 car. He's in his dirty air. Even though he's got damage, he's able to hold up. But he's just not going to go anywhere in this number 7 car if he cannot get past Tyler Smith here, number 96.
And that's one of the things that'll kind of force the hand of a lot of drivers as well. They'll see somebody in front make a mistake. You kind of crank the whip up just a little bit. You start driving the car harder than you have been, and then it forces you to make a mistake. I know in my illustrious sim racing career, I've made that mistake countless amount of times. Everybody makes mistakes though, but you can see the 51 car of Eric Kling moving on up, already up into the 4th position now, and he's trying to set his sights now on Alonzo King to see if he can take away that podium spot.
Yeah, sorry, Paul. I was trying to get my camera set up here to see exactly what was going on here with the number 7 car. I've seen he lost a couple positions there. I'm not exactly sure what happened. If he's just trying to save his tires and he's just trying to give away to save his tires. I'm not sure what the number 7's doing here.
Yeah, it's not very often we see Chris Spears struggle with a setup, especially here on the short tracks, but losing ground very, very quickly. You can see Tim Wortman Jr. in the double aught car. He's trying to get around him on the bottom side. Looks like he's going to get him out of 3 and 4 here. And he may very well bring that 24 car. Wade Palmer, the 5th, in through that door as well. So it might just be that he's hung up on the high side at this point. He could be trying to save some tires for later on in the run. Later on in the run comes very, very quickly. It looks like the 11 car, Wayne Bowen, is around. And his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate, the number 19 of last season's champion, Trevor Absher. Big, big, big damage all the way around that race car. So absolutely going to have to pull up the Kong Beer Bong instant replay, find out exactly what went down with that. And again, be sure to check these guys out, kong.2drunk.net. I believe they still got the buy 4, get 1 free sale going on, so check that out for sure. And make sure you support the ones that support us here with our hobby and sim racing and sim race broadcasting. But here's the replay. Going to focus in on that number 19 and the 11 car, the Air Jordan Camry. You can see it looks like the 11 car makes a little bit of door contact. Everything looks good out of the corner there. And there's the contact with the 11. Shoots him on up into the wall and then comes across the nose of another driver and his teammate right in behind him with the 19 car. Big, heavy hit there. I want to back that up one more time here and see if we can get a better shot of the contact there of that number 11 car, because it was close, but it wasn't that close. We'll try this 11 car once again, and again, that's Wayne Bowen in the 11. You can see it kind of comes down into the 34 car and just, I don't know, the left front of the car kind of bounces up, and the 34 car was just kind of unscathed there. You can see the 77 of Kenny Capola going on through that, making sure the Sasquatch juice is running pretty good in that car. But it looks like that might have been one of the issues of netcode that we've seen in the sim racing world before.
Yeah, that was definitely a netcode there, Paul, with the number 11. Hitting the number 38 off turn 4. His left front bounced up in the air once he got near that right rear quarter panel of that car, and it was all chaos from that point on.
So a couple of drivers down on pit road now, and again, a couple of drivers staying out. It looks like everybody that came down 2 cautions ago staying out on track, 8 drivers to be exact. You're seeing everybody else come off of pit road here. Alonzo King in the 47 out front. Eric Kling in the 51 car still holding on to the 2nd position. Wade Palmer the 5th up in 3rd. His teammate Michael Miller in the 48 car. And his other teammate, Ed Boyles Jr. in the 5. Hendrick Motorsports trio up in 3, 4, and 5th. Charles Stevens in the 6th position. Bobby Justice in the 7th spot. And the last driver to stay out on track is going to be Sean Rhodes in number 42 car. Tommy Kelly, the first one off with 4 fresh tires in 9th. And Kevin Ruff going to be restarting right outside of him. But under caution, once again here, lap number 37. There you can see the MVP logo on the hood of Alonzo King. Want to thank My Veteran Passion for jumping on board with the race sponsorship here tonight at Dover International Speedway. And we talked to Matt earlier on before the race, and it was great to get a little bit of information, making sure that we take care of the veterans after they take care of us. Physical and mental health and mental and physical strength, very, very important, especially to veterans. We want to make sure that we take care of those folks. And you can jump on in, donate your time, your money, if you want to help out. Be sure to check out their Facebook page, My Veteran Passions, myveteranpassions.org as well. And it's a great program to kind of give back to the veterans. And we talked to Matt earlier on as well. They've got a Discord with over 300 members of veterans, where if you need somebody to talk to, vent to, talk, shoot the breeze a little bit, they've got conversations every Saturday night. And from what we're understanding, there's somebody on every night of the week over there, and they do a lot of Twitch streaming as well, just to kind of take people's minds off things. And that's what we're all about here at Verdane TV, always entertaining the masses. Been doing this for almost 2 years now, because, well, let's face it, the real world isn't all that entertaining. So we like to take the minds of the people, take people's minds off things, watch some iRacing action here. And we've made mention before, everybody out on track at this point is racing from home or their garage or wherever they may be setting up. If you want to check this out, you want to try it out for yourself, iRacing.com. It'll cost you $13 a month, and lots of different content available, different styles of racing, road racing, dirt racing. They've got the Mount Washington hill climb, which I still want to try out, and probably a street stock, because that's the only thing I know how to drive. But it's lots of different stuff. Check it out, iRacing.com. And tell them Verdane TV sent you. You won't get any discounts or anything like that, but at least they'll hear our name.
I'm about to say, Paul, do you even know how to drive?
I know how to drive. I just don't know how to race. I know how to, but I'm not very good at it.
Other than starting in 4th gear and winning a race. Yeah, I got you.
I got one career win, and I'm glad somebody got that on video. That was back when we raced pixels.
All right, here we go. We got the number 47, Eric Kling. He's going to lead them to the green here. We're coming off of turn 4 here with Alonzo King in 2nd place. Oh, look at this. We got brothers or TC brothers? Here we go. Green flag. Green, green, green.
Palm of the 4th and 5th is a father and son combo. Racing both for Hendrick Motorsports. The 25, well, caution flag come out once again. Big pile up, it's looking like, right on the restart. A lot of cars off the pace. Not seeing, well, there's the action. Looks like Zemer in the 32 car pointing in the wrong direction, and some smoke coming out from some of these drivers. So this is going to be one of those replays. We're going to have to take a look from the chopper. We'll back everything up and see if we can find out what went down. And tough break for some of these guys towards the back of the pack. We're actually going to take a peek here, focus in on the 19 car as he comes up through.
Two car, Paul, two car.
Bobby Justice here. We'll take a look. Little drone footage action here. There's the green flag on the race start. A couple of drivers, or one driver, that's the 2 car, Bobby Justice, spinning the tires, and that's an unfortunate thing. There's a lot of drivers with nowhere to go. Kenny Capola involved again, Matt Macklin in the 9 car, more damage to that ride, and that's a tough break. That's one of those mistakes you want to, you wish you could take back. Maybe he should have started in 4th gear.
Yeah, see, that's what I was talking about earlier, Paul, about, starting 2nd gear here off turn 4. You don't want to be full throttle, especially with this track with being concrete. You're just going to spin those rear tires, and I don't know. I don't know if he got a little throttle happy there and thought he could maybe make a move there on the number 5, but yeah, he just spun his tires, just went straight right to the wall.
A couple of drivers down on pit road, just getting some of the virtual sheet metal banged out just a bit. You can see the 32 car looks as though he's going to get the wave around, or he's going to try and take the wave around there. A couple of drivers stuck on the tail end of the lead lap as the pace car came out after that caution. But under caution once again, lap number 41, getting closer and closer to the halfway point here for the My Veteran Passion 125 at Dover. And usually we see some long green flag runs here tonight, and with the concrete and with everybody excited. You see Trevor Absher driving by on your screen. I believe he's going to get the free pass. If I'm looking at timing and scoring right, he's going to drive around and catch the tail end of the lead lap. Last season's champion struggling here tonight with a lot of damage to that race car, the Joe Gibbs number 19. A lot of damage throughout the field, it looks like here, as everybody's kind of been trying to avoid wrecks. And still Eric Kling out front in the 51, Alonzo King in second, Wade Palmer the 5th, Michael Miller and Ed Boyles Jr. out front. So Hendrick Motorsports having a really good showing right now, currently 24, 48, and 5, all up in the top 5.
Yeah, it don't look too good for the number 19 though. He seemed like he was really fast earlier in the race, but I don't think that damage is really going to make him. I don't know. He might can salvage the top 15 out of this car that he's got, but I don't know. I'm just kind of worried about that number 19 there.
Yeah, Trevor, very talented young driver, and made mention a couple of times. We've been watching these guys race now. This is the second season with the Lugz Cup Series, and Trevor Absher winning last season's champion. And well, we've talked to him many times. Very confident, very good at what he does. Very fast at what he does as well. And I've made the comparison in the past. Some of the viewers might not be able to kind of make the comparison, but I know you will. I've been able to compare this guy to essentially if Josh Parker and John Adams had a kid, it would be Trevor Absher. Lots of confidence, lots of charisma, very young, very talented driver, and just lots of fight, no give in that driver, and he's still going to try and make the magic happen, but he's going to have to restart 17th with a tore-up race car at this point. So we'll see what he can do. Trevor's, we've seen him come from the back in the past and won a lot of races last season, still trying to get some victories here this season, but definitely going to be seeing that driver in victory lane before the season's out.
So you're saying he's a cross between me, Josh Parker. Josh Parker's wild now. I don't know if you want to be comparing, Trevor there to Josh Parker, because that boy's a little wild.
Oh, I know. I've met Josh Parker a couple of times at. Actually, I think the first time I met Josh, it was at Dover, years ago. And he came out, raced with running a race car for a little bit here at Stafford Motor Speedway in Connecticut, and that was interesting. He definitely showed his wild side there, but Trevor's pretty wild himself too. So it's always good to see talented racers, and it's always cool to see cool to talk to some of these guys as well. Lots of different personalities, and very entertaining to say the least. And you can see the back half of this field starting to look like a modified race. A lot of tore-up race cars, almost a war of attrition here. And we do have to make mention here on Wednesday nights with the Lugz Cup Series, 17 incident point cap. If you hit 17 incident points, you will be black flagged, and I believe it's 21 incident points will be removed from the race. And every time you make contact with the wall, the grass, not much grass here, but the wall, another driver, it could be anywhere from 1 to 4 incident points. Those definitely add up. A green flag in the air there. You see the 51 getting that whole shot, blasting off, and he's going to take the lead. Alonzo King going to slide right into his tire tracks in the second spot, and he's going to do his homework, try and figure out where that 51's faster than he is, going to try and get around him here for sure.
Yeah, and as you can see, the 51's trying to hold the bottom line there as close as he can. The 47's trying to diamond the corner there. I can't talk right now, Paul. I'm sorry, but he's actually entering low. He's walking up in the middle of the track, coming down low off the exit of caution out.
7-car Chris Spear pointed in the wrong direction and getting a lot of bumper car action there. You can see some big time damage there on the right front. Caution out, lap number 45. War of attrition here at Dover this evening. Couple of cautions right here in a row, and we've seen many times that cautions do breed cautions. But we'll take a peek here. Kong Beer Bong instant replay. Focus in on that baby blue Xlander blue number 7 car up on the high side of the 20 car of Stevens. Again, it didn't look like there was much contact there. That may very well be another one of those netcode incidents. And for those that may not be too familiar with the sim racing world, we made mention that all these drivers are racing from their home internet connection. And a lot of times I guess there was just a little bit of contact there. I don't know if it was all that. I think it might have been a little bit of netcode in that as well. But essentially what that is, when the connections don't quite line up between the drivers and the server and the iRacing servers and everything like that, sometimes the connections blip a little bit and you'll see a wreck like that. And seen a couple of incidences like that here tonight. So might be some issues with internet connections. Could be a couple of different things. But there you can see the 7 car down on pit road. The 19 of Trevor Absher in there behind him as well.
Yeah, from my standpoint, that wasn't netcode there. They actually made contact there. The 7, the 7 car is trying to come down. He thought he was possibly clear on the number 20 car there, and he obviously wasn't clear, and they just made contact there. But he did chop down on the 20, which is what sent the number 7 car around.
So a little bit of contact between drivers here. And under caution once again, lap number 47 of 125. I want to thank everybody again for tuning in. Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, all streaming live here tonight. Check us out on all the social media outlets, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff. And John, you're all over the place on the web, social media. Where can we find you on any given night?
Pretty much you can find me anywhere. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube. Just all you gotta do is type in John, Jon, 84 Adams on pretty much any social media platform, and you can find me there. I'm new to Twitch, but I've been on YouTube for years now. You know, I got a little over 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. I've actually had that YouTube account for about 15 years now. Bunch of old school iRacing 2K3 videos on there you need to go check out. But as far as that, you know, I don't know. There's not really much to see of me anywhere, really.
This is coming from the guy that invented the iRacing bombs way back in the day, the guy that got Kurt Busch fired. The guy having a verbal war with just about every spotter out there at the NASCAR track. Man, what an idiot.
Pretty crap.
We kid because, well, sometimes we care. But it's all about the entertainment, and entertaining the masses is what we do here at Verdane TV. Working caution, number 5, I think, here on lap number 48. But the lights are still on the iRacing pace car. So we're going to take a quick moment, pay a couple of quick bills, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss a thing.
What's one of the biggest challenges of managing a fleet of trucks, tractor trailers, and material handling equipment? Hassling with maintenance, repair, and vehicle breakdown. Trans Service's dedicated contract maintenance service, DCM, takes that hassle away. We maintain your fleet, no matter what the configuration, to the highest standards, while giving you the greatest cost control. We offer preventative maintenance executed to maximum utilization, equipment life, and necessary repairs, all tracked by a state-of-the-art paperless computerized system. Assistance with equipment engineering, configuration, including new engine technology, and onboard computers for your fleet, as well as dedicated fleet contract maintenance. Dedicated on-site service facilities staffed with management and certified maintenance technicians, inventories of parts, tires, and fluids, and all necessary shop equipment, diagnostic tools, and technology. Supporting services such as equipment inspections and assistance with meeting regulatory requirements, DOT, OSHA, EPA. Contact us today to learn about our turnkey contract maintenance solutions. It's all about the experience, yours and ours.
Back at Dover International Speedway once again, getting ready to take the green flag here under green flag conditions. Here you can see way up top in the chop review, green flag is in the air. The 47 to 51 side by side. They've got a huge gap between that second row, but Eric Kling going to drive off with the lead. Get that clean air. Alonzo King going to tuck in second.
Sorry, Paul, was not live there on the camera. I was trying to get everything sorted out here. Alyssa wanted to go get a slushy on the break there. But we just had the number 24 slide up. The number 3, man, I don't know. You might want to try us on that number 3. Tommy Kill looks like he's on a run here, Paul.
Yeah, very fast in that number 3 car. One of the fast drivers here in the Lugz Racing Series. Lots of wins. Oh, contact between he and the 48 car. The 48 tries to save it, but to no avail. Big-time contact there. Caution out one more time, and for some reason, we kept seeing a bunch of onboard views there, so we're going to have to take a look from outside of the race cars there for the Kong Beer Bong instant replays. We'll back that up and give it to you live as it were, and we're going to focus in on these Hendrick Motorsports teammates here. Nope, just kidding. The 48 and the 3. Those guys aren't teammates at all. But we'll pull up the replay, hit that play button, and there you can see we were on board at this point with Tommy Kelly in the 3, and another one of those incidents where the right front of the car just kind of hops up. Big contact with the 48, the 5, the 20's in there as well, and a lot of bumper car action for some of the midfield on back, just trying to avoid the issues there, and you can see black smoke coming out from underneath the 48 car. He might be done for the night. He's going to pull it down to the garage and see what they can do with it. But Michael Miller may very well be all done for this race here at Dover.
Yeah, that number 48 took a real hard hit there into the turn 3, turn 4 wall. And like I was saying, I said to put your eyes on the number 3 car there, Paul, and I said he was on a move. He was on a mission there to make some passes, and it looked like he just kind of got way too much speed built up there and kind of got into the 48 and sent him on around. Very unfortunate there for the 48.
Yeah, tough break, and a lot of drivers here throughout the evening getting some damage all the way around the race cars, and seeing we've got about 16 cars still on the lead lap, maybe 18 once the pit stops are all said and done. We've got some drivers down on pit road now. Tyler Smith in that 96 car, though, staying out. I believe he did finally get that damage fixed on the right front of the 96 the last couple of times, or last couple of cautions ago. David Dowswait in the 34, he elects to stay out. He's going to inherit the second position. Joshua Nolan, Colin Zemer, Kevin Ruff, the top 5. Ryan Kling, Bobby Justice, Tommy Kelly, Preston Perrier, and Eric Kling in the 51 car. He's going to be the first driver with 4 tires coming out in the 10th position. So everybody lined up single file at this point, kind of pulling their belts tight a little bit, kind of regrouping and thinking about a new game plan. I'm sure the race officials at this point letting everybody know that we want to see some green flag racing here at Dover and put on a good show for the fans. And again, want to thank everybody for tuning in. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. We're on all 3 here this evening. Be sure to give us a like, a subscribe, all that good stuff that's going on here on the internet. And again, we want to give another shout out to My Veteran Passion. Check them out on YouTube, on Facebook, and on the web, myveteranpassion.org. Jumping on to sponsor tonight's race and raise awareness for the physical and mental health of all of our veterans here in the U.S. And, man, it's been a rough one a little bit here so far at Dover, but that'll happen. You'll have cautions breed cautions in many cases here, but we'll get everything sorted out here. It looks like we've got everything sorted out. 18 drivers on the lead lap. Couple of drivers still on pit road getting some damage repaired from earlier on incidents here tonight. And you see the graphic down there on the bottom left, Vidane.shop. Lots of different t-shirts in there, from Vidane TV to Rent a Race Car, Angry Tree Guy. We got the number 47 What an Idiot t-shirts are in there. Be sure to check those out as well, and lots of cool stuff in there. More shorts getting added in soon as well.
Hey, Paul, just a quick question. Do you have any corn cob t-shirts yet?
We do not have any corn cob t-shirts, but I will absolutely add that to the list, because Kong Beer Bong is the best way to drink a beer, but the second best is to shotgun it with a corn cob holder.
Absolutely.
She is a mess. I apologize to everybody watching out there tonight, but she is a complete mess. But I just wanted to say, if you look at the top 5, Paul, if you look at the 15 of Ryan Kling in 5th, Kevin Ruff in 4th, Colin Zemer in 3rd, David Dewthwaite in 2nd, and then Tyler Smith in 1st place, every single car in the top 5 has damage. Every car has damage.
Yeah, and we're seeing that a lot throughout the field here. A lot of the drivers towards the middle on back, missing the front nose, missing the hood, looking like one of the modifieds up here in the Northeast here at Dover. Which modifieds at Dover, if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's one of the cooler combinations. But we're racing cup cars here tonight. Lots of damage throughout the field, and I think we've had 5 or 6 cautions here within the first 55 laps. Still trying to approach that halfway marker. And as the race goes on, we will get to the live button. Green flag in the air, 96-34 up front. 96 has a little bit of the advantage down on that bottom side. It looks like he's going to have just enough to nope, not quite enough. The 34 is going to power on back on that high side into 3. He's going to make that pass happen on the hard side.
Yeah, the 96 there wanted to get down there, and he wanted to pass him. But like I said, that 96 still got that right front damage, and he almost just clipped the wall there off of turn 4. That's what he did early in this race, was he hit the wall off turn 4 there. But it looked like he was okay there. He did not get it. But Looks like to me the number 34 there is pulling away from 96. I don't know if the 96, his car just does not like the dirty air.
Yeah, that dirty air definitely playing a factor with that little bit of damage on the right front. You can see it there on the speed shot. Lots of damage behind him, though, in the 8 car. Kevin Ruff holding on to that 3rd spot for now. He's got a mirror full of Tommy Kelly in that number 3 car. We know how fast he is as we ride on board with that 3 car. Had a little bit of nose damage from the contact of the 48 earlier, but it doesn't seem to have affected him too much. You can see glued to that apron down on the bottom side. He's going to take down into turn 1, get around the 8 machine like he's standing still. He's going to set his sight on 2nd place, Tyler Smith.
Yeah, I told you to keep your eyes on that number 3 of Tommy Kelly there. He has a rocket, it looks like. His car's floating on rails right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see him take the, I wouldn't be surprised if you see him take the lead here in 5 and 10 laps here as he's running down the number. Oh, he's got another caution out there, Paul.
Big time contact with the 14. He is still spinning like a top on his roof. Almost sticks the landing. Nope, gonna flip back over on his roof. Ziemer and the 32 involved as well. The 2 car of Bobby Justice is involved as well. We're gonna back up the Kong Beer Bong instant replay, find out exactly what went down with these drivers on lap number 60. And we're gonna focus in on that 14. Here you can see about a lap, half a lap or so in front before the caution. All by himself at this point, a little bit of room behind and in front, and we'll see what the actual incident is. Looks like it might be with that 2 car, but we'll take a look. Oh, it's way in front of these drivers.
Yeah, it's number 32, Colin Ziemer. He just got too tight in that number, or the turn 4 wall snuck up on the 32 there, and it's sent him to the inside wall. And then that's what brought everybody else into it. It's almost like a tunnel effect there.
Yeah, and there you can see the contact after the fact. Ooh, 14 gets launched about 30 feet in the air, comes back down on his roof. It's a good thing it's a simulator. But there's a lot of black smoke coming out from all 3 of those cars. We might see those guys parking it in the garage area here tonight. Bobby Justice able to roll away, as well as Colin Ziemer in the 32 car, but heavy damage for both of those cars.
Yeah, that number 14 car, man, he almost did the flip. Who was it? Clint Boyer did a flip like that here several years ago in the Busch Series.
I think it was Clint Boyer, yeah, because I remember the interview after the fact, and he was he was a little bit excited after that.
Yeah, that's what it looked like he almost did there. He almost landed on top of the pit wall there and just kept on rolling down the track there.
Almost stuck the landing, but ended up flipping back over onto the roof. And you can see it's looking like a garage sale at this point down there on pit road. A lot of tore up race cars, and of the 33 cars that started here tonight, we've still got about 25 cars in the race, and looking like maybe 13 or so cars on the lead lap, depending on who's going to be able to make it out in front of the pace car here. Most of the lead lap cars staying out. Tyler Smith been out on track for 26 laps at this point, and Tommy Kelly came down 2 cautions ago. He's got fresh tires. Looks like 2 tires the last time he came down pit road 9 laps ago. He's in second. Eric Kling third. Alonzo King now in the 4th spot. Preston Perrier holding on to the top 5. Wade Palmer the 5th. Ryan Kling, Dave Douthwaite, Kevin Ruff, and Tim Wortman Jr. rounding out the top 10. And as everybody comes off pit road, looks like Trevor Absher in the number 19 car, the 15th place car, the last car on the lead lap for now. A lot of war of attrition here at Dover. A lot of damaged race cars, a lot of caution flag laps here, but just getting close to that halfway marker here. It's actually, as a matter of fact, we're halfway now. 63 times 2, 110. Yeah, a little bit halfway.
I'm glad you took math in school. That makes me real proud, Paul.
I took math in school. I didn't really pay attention very good. That's why I started in 4th gear that one time I won. But there's...
I love it. That is an old joke that just kind of got, it was kind of vanished there for a while. And I seen it today, and I was like, this joke has got to be brought back to life.
Oh, man, back in the full throttle sim racing days. And those guys still race. I think you still race with them every week, don't you?
No, I kind of recently quit racing with them on Thursday nights. I just got too much stuff going on to be focusing on a league and whatnot like that. So, no, but that is, that is a good group of guys over there. I've known a lot of them for several years. But, yeah, it's just not for me to be trying to make schedules out to race every weekend.
Yeah, definitely get that. Very busy here with the broadcast schedule here, taking a look at the damage in the 96 there. But Full Throttle TV, they're kind of our sister station, helped us get our start here almost 2 years ago now at this point, and definitely check those guys out on Facebook, check them out on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, we've got over 550 live iRacing shows on our YouTube channel on demand at your fingertips. You can get one of those smart TVs with the remotes. You can push the button and talk into it, say Vidane TV on YouTube, and it pops right up. So easy my dad could do it. And he doesn't really know much about technology at all, so I was proud to see that he was able to get YouTube on the TV. Hi, Dad. Getting ready to go green flag one more time. Again, you can see the lights are off on the non-manufacturer specific iRacing pace car, going down to the safety of pit road, lined up 2x2 all the way through. 96 down low. Tommy Kelly in the 3-car up on the high side, and like you said, John, watch that 3-car.
Yeah, definitely wants the 3-car here. As you see, he does get that jump there. The 96 spun his tires there. 51 slammed him in the rear bumper. Oh, 96 is around. 51 got into him.
And actually, it almost looks like we gathered everything back up, and not quite. A little bit of a logjam effect after the fact, and that's tough when you spin your tires like that, and then really nowhere for anybody to go behind you but through you. And we saw that happen there. But saw it happen live. No need for the Kong Beer Bong instant replay, but we are going to pay a couple of bills, take a look at some of these commercials, and we'll be back right after these words from our partners.
Have you seen my kick-ass subscription box anywhere? Oh, there it is.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
CTWE wrestler The Mac.
And I'm Showtime Stevie Stamos.
Have you ever dreamed of owning your own race car and taking it out for a test drive? Well, thanks to our friends at Rent a Race Car, you can!
Visit www.rentaracecarne.com for all the details on how you can take one of these babies out to Stafford Motor Speedway. We'll see you at the races.
Touchdown!
Back once again here at Dover, live on Verdane TV, the coverage for the Lugz Cup Series. My Veteran Passion 125, working lap number 69. Nice. Out of 125 on the board. Lights off on the iRacing pace car. Lined up 2x2, and you can see from that wide-angle shot right there, lots of damaged race cars here, John.
Yeah, you know what? There are a bunch of damaged cars here up in the top 10 for sure. You know, we got a couple of them missing their rear bumpers actually, but from what I've seen earlier, the rear bumpers missing ain't really affecting the speed of these race cars around this track, which is kind of surprising. You would think we're out of Bristol or Martinsville right now.
Yeah, 100%. You can see the 47 of Alonzo King electing to take that top side, and that 3-car, Tommy Kelly, down on the bottom. We're going to watch him glue that thing right down to the apron, and it's going to be interesting to see almost how quickly he's going to be able to move into the lead. But here they come, green flag, waiting. There it is, hammered down, everybody down on the throttle. That 3-car is going to have the advantage going into 1 and 2, and there you can see easily pulls up in front of the 47 car, puts about a couple of car lengths, 5-6 car lengths now with that clean air coming out of turn number 2.
Yeah, I was just telling Alyssa here before I was just telling her after the break here that the 3-car and the 47 car and the 51 are probably the fastest 3 race cars on the track right now. I haven't really seen too much from anybody else here. I think the 96 would probably be a decent car, but he has it right from damage from earlier in the race. But I don't know, that 3-car, Paul, is just a strong machine there.
You can see starting to, he's pulling the second place driver, Alonzo King, right with him. Got a tow strap hooked up to those 2 cars, and they're pulling away from the 3rd place, the 51 Eric Kling, by a couple of car lengths at this point. 47 of Alonzo King, this is where he's doing his homework. Pretty much trying to see where the 3 cars fast. There you see close right up on corner entry, sticks that thing down low, and he's peeking on the high side, peeking the low side, trying to see where he's faster than that 3-car, where he's got to get better. And you can see just closes right up onto the back bumper. He's got enough to get there, but does he have enough to get around him?
Yeah, you see he's kind of flirting with him there with the 3-car. He's trying to intimidate him, which is kind of ironic with him being the number 3 car. But, oh, look, 47 about just clipped the wall there. And, but he kept it off of it, so he's still got a clean race car along with this number 3 car. They're actually both pretty clean cars right now, but the 51's starting to creep into the picture here.
So what you're saying is he's traveling down the road and he's flirting with disaster.
Flirting with disaster, and the 51 just slammed the wall out of 4. I told you, Paul, these walls coming out of the exits are one of the most treacherous walls because they just sneak up on you out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's one of the things, if a lot of these drivers have been sim racing for a long, long time, way back even before safer barriers were a thing. And Dover's a good example of that safer barrier. So high, you can only go up to where the wall is, and then it starts to slow you down because, well, you run into it. And you can see Eric Kling now back about 10 car lengths or so. Doesn't seem like he's losing too much ground to the 24 in behind him, but he's definitely losing ground to the leaders.
Yeah, I think with him having to back out there at turn 4, it just kind of cost them a lot of time out of 47 and 3. They got really good pace right now. So pretty much the only way the 51's going to catch them is if he just keeps it consistent. Just keeps it off that wall, keeps the hook down there on the bottom like the 3 and the 47 are doing currently right now.
Oh, and the 47 gets himself a little piece of the wall for his troubles. A little bit loose coming out of turn number 4, which we've seen all night long. Loses the back end of the race car and gives up there and just gives the wall a little bit of a kiss on the front straightaway at the start-finish line, and doesn't look like it slowed him down really at all. He's still right in the tire tracks of the 3 of Tommy Kelly, and he's still up in front of the 51. Drop back just a little bit, but that may very well just be for his own kind of mental well-being, wanting to make sure that he's got the car still underneath him and everything's still attached where it should be as we work lap number 79.
Yeah, honestly, Paul, I think this track here at Dover should actually have a Dover drama dog. Seems like everybody gets a little bit piece of the wall off of 2 or 4, and we just seen the 47 slam the wall out of turn 4. The 51's going to the inside into turn 1 here. Will he make the complete pass that he did? The 47 is going to lose that position to the 51 of Eric Kling.
down and around him, and they're getting around the lap car of the 9 of Matt Mackin. Moving on by, you can see lots of damage to the front end of that number 9 Napa machine, and the 51 slides himself into the second spot. Alonzo King going to try and hold on to third. He's got a little bit of a buffer behind himself, and in front of Wade Palmer, the 5th, who's in 4th. Dave Douthwaite in the 34 car holding on to that top 5, and you can see Matt Mackin back there out racing kind of with those drivers up in the top 5 with that damaged race car. But all 3 car all the time crossing the stripe for lap number 81. Tommy Kelly's got 1.1 seconds over that 51 car of Eric Kling.
So, Paul, just a quick question. I see that we have the 2 Kings here on the track. You said it was father-son racing together. Who's the father, who's the son?
Well, the father-son combo is actually the Palmers. Wade Palmer, the 4th and 5th. So the 4th would be the father, and the 5th would be the son, because that's how numbers work. And that's actually Eric Kling and Alonzo King. Oh, no, there is a Kling there. So those guys are brothers. Ryan Kling and Eric Kling are brothers, and Wade Palmer, the 4th and 5th, are father-son combo. So family-oriented here with the Loose Lugz Cup Series.
Okay, so we have a father-son combo and brother. How is that working out here on the track tonight?
Tonight, everything as far as family orientations go doesn't really look like it's working out too much. With Dover being a short track, you can't really work together on a short track. You kind of have to race the track and race the car before you get up with any of your competitors or anything like that. But a few weeks back at Daytona, or even maybe next week at Michigan, some of these bigger tracks that these guys come to, you definitely see the families and the teammates working together to kind of draft and get all they can get out of the race cars. And it's really cool to watch. It's really cool to see, especially with Wade Palmer, the 4th and 5th. Both of those drivers on the same team, Hendrick Motorsports. So it's cool to see them work together, and for the most part, they work together very cleanly. Every now and again, you come up just a little bit short as far as issues or wrecks or what have you. But right now, still Tommy Kelly out front, losing some time here. The second place, Eric Kling, gained about a second, almost 0.6 of a second now, or half a second rather, on that leader. I'm wondering what's going on with that 3 car, John.
Yeah, I'm not entirely too sure there. He actually might be trying to back it down to save some tires here for the last little bit of this race. That would be the smart thing to do. If you're out front, you want to kind of hold that pace with the second place car there with Eric Kling. You don't want to pull out too far and burn your stuff up, because then the 51 will run you down. So the 3 car might be playing some conservation here, and once that 51 gets a little close in, he might start pulling away again. So we'll just have to keep an eye on here. But I actually want to say that was my. I actually apologize to Eric King and Alonzo King. I thought I seen that L in between the King and Alonzo, and I told Alyssa about that, and that's why she commented about it. So I just wanted to make sure that was my fault there. I was in her ear telling her that they were a father-son duo.
Well, it works out because we do have the father-son. We got the brothers racing as well, and everybody kind of mixed all the way throughout here. And you can see that's the distance between second and third place of Kling and King, about 3 seconds almost. So these 2 leaders, Tommy Kelly and Eric Kling, kind of in a race by themselves, and then it's 3.2 seconds back to Alonzo King. We'll take a peek at him, the 47 car. Kind of on track by himself, feeling out, gives him an opportunity to test out different lanes, high side, low side, where's the car working, where's it not, where does he need to get better, and kind of holding on to that 3rd position. You can see there's a couple of lap cars kind of sprinkled in there. There's the 4th and 5th place battle. David Douthwaite, Preston Courier, nose to tail, coming out of turns number 2, and that getting behind a little bit further back, Kevin Ruff in the 8th. There's Tim Wortman in the 00 right behind him, and you can see all the way through this top 10 we've got damaged race cars. There's Chris Spear. We saw him in a major incident earlier on in the number 7 car. He's holding on to 8th. Wade Palmer, the 5th, actually down on pit road with a handful of cars. The 11 down there, the 96 down there as well. With 35 or so laps to go, this might very well be the final pit stop.
Yeah, looks like we got some green flag pit stops going on here, Paul. We got the 24 to 11 coming in. I want to keep an eye on this and see if one of these two or three drivers that came down to the pit road here take 2 or 4 tires. It'd be interesting to see. I think this is one of those racetracks where you're going to want to take 4 tires because the left side tires like to eat it up, especially when you're trying to hold it down there on the apron, on the, right there on the apex. We got the 24 and 11 both coming on at the same time, so it looks like they both took 4 tires.
Yeah, and you can see the 96 car jacking up the left-hand side as well, so 4 tires and a fuel for that driver. And that's one of the gambles you really got to be careful with here, especially with all the caution laps. And we're not riding on board with the leader, Tommy Kelly, who just parted the seas there with the lap traffic, gets on around them like they were standing still. And you can look, that 51 car, nowhere to be seen. He's actually going to come down pit road as well here. So these drivers banking on this thing going green. 25, 30 laps to go here at Dover. Business getting ready to pick up. Tommy Kelly out front. Now David Douthwaite second. Preston Superior, Chris Spear, and Kevin Ruff, the top 5 drivers. Eric Kling, the first one making it out of pit road. Getting 4. Oh, no, he's still on pit road. So we'll see where this all shakes out. Green flag pit stops underway.
Yeah, it looks like we got some more guys diving down here in the pit road. We're trying to get a camera down here on the pit road here. But yeah, we do got the 51 down here inside of pit road.
51, Alonzo King is down there. There you can see both of those drivers peeling away. The 15 of Kling comes off as well. There's the father-son combo right on your screen there. 15 car, where is he scored? Back in 14th, couple laps down, so not quite the night that Ryan Kling was looking for in the 15 car. But Eric Kling still 1 lap down, but the leaders still have to come down. And there you can see that's going to be the difference in tires. That 51, 4 fresh tires, and the 15, there's a good example right there. 15 right in behind the leader of Tommy Kelly has fresh tires and a lot of damage, but he's still able to get right up to the leader, and he's going to try and get around him, get his lap back to Hardway, and that there he goes. So that's going to really try and force the hand of that 3 car. We should see him on pit road soon. Here he comes. I love it when it makes it look like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he actually did dive down there on pit. That was a really late entry in there to pit road. I was not expecting to come that late there. That might hurt him though, because fresh tires seem like it's a really good advantage here. So he's probably going to lose probably 2 or 3 seconds here to the leader. I think he's going to get past for the lead here in the pit road, if I'm not mistaken, by Alonzo King in 47.
Yeah, it's been about 2 or 3 laps since some of the other lead lap cars came down to get those 4 fresh tires. And right sides are up, left side's up. Going to get 4 tires and fuel on that with 25 laps to go here. Was going to try and gamble and decided against it, but there's still 3 drivers out on track. Dave Douthwaite, Preston Superior, Chris Spear, all still on track. 34 to 38 laps they've been out there on that set of tires and on that tank of fuel. And I think at this point they've kind of made their bed. They've been out there. They've been racing around these drivers with the fresher tires. They know their cars are much, much slower without those 4 Mr. Feelgoods on the bottom of the race cars. I think at this point they're going to try and stay out, maybe catch a caution and see if they can make up some track position.
Yeah, we got Tommy Kelly just came out of the pits here. I'm trying to find where he is on the track alongside of Alonzo King here, the 47. The 51 is actually ahead of the 3 here, it looks like, Paul.
Yeah, it looks like the 51's going to win that big battle. He's in 4th place. Tommy Kelly's in 5th, and he's actually got Alonzo King right behind him in the 47 car by about 4 or 5 car lengths. So worked really good with the 3 and the 47, but it works out just a little bit better for Eric Kling in that 51 car. Came down 4 laps earlier than Tommy Kelly, and those 4 laps gave him exactly what he needed, just enough time to get up in front of that number 3 car. So he's going to hold on to 4th for now with less than 25 laps to go, coming up on 20 laps to go. What are these top 3 drivers going to do? Are they going to slow up? And you can see, the 18 hard in the wall. He's got M&Ms all over the racetrack once again. 34 down on pit road, locking him up. Definitely, potentially a speeding penalty there. But that's going to give the lead to the 38 car. Death Wish Coffee number 38. Hashtag go for Bullberry. You see on the back TV panel. Sliding all over the racetrack on those old tires. Looks like he's going to come down on pit road as well. He's had enough. That's a hot entry to pit road. We'll see if he can make it. Oh, I don't know. No smoke. Oh, there's the smoke. That was a quick entry. We'll see if that's a speeding penalty. That's going to leave Chris Spear. He's going to stay out. He's going to lead himself a lap, but Alonzo King going to get around him. I don't believe that's for the lead. That's actually to put the 47 car back on the lead lap. That 47 car is your 5th place car.
Yeah, actually the 47 car just now gained his lap back, so he is the 5th car on the lead lap right now as you got Chris Spear in the number 7 coming down to pit road now, so he will give up that lead there too. It looks like Eric Kling is actually in 2nd place, so Eric Kling's going to take the lead back over of the number 7 car.
Got a little ground to make up, but he's entering 3 and 4 right now as the leader. Chris Spear is on pit road, so indeed that is going to give the lead to the 51 U.S. Army MVP car. On lap 105, check that 106, 20 laps to go here at Dover. My Veteran Passion 125, great to have those guys on board, sponsoring a very exciting race here in the second half. A little bit of yellow fever earlier on, but great racing action. You can see lots of lap traffic throughout the field here. 51 holding on to the lead, Eric Kling. He's got 4.3 seconds over Tommy Kelly in that number 3 car. Gained all that time on pit road, coming down to 4 laps earlier, and was able to put down some fast lap times before finally getting that 3 car to tap out and come down pit road to get those tires. So we'll see how this plays out. It's got a long green flag feel at this point, and the 51 car looking like he's in the catbird seat.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, Paul, it looks like maybe, with him, with the 3 car coming down so late, they actually could have cost him at least a good 2 seconds. And I think the 3 car took a little too easy in the pits there. And Eric Kling just went in a little bit harder, and he chanced it, and he didn't get caught speeding, and it brought him out in the 1st place over 3.5 seconds over the the 2nd place car of Tommy Kelly. So I'm thinking that's a combination of 2 things. You got, fresher tires, you probably lost about 2 seconds there on those 4 laps, and you also lost 2 seconds getting into the pits too easy.
There you see the 3rd place driver, Alonzo King, in that 47 car, holding on to it. He's got a little bit of room behind and a little bit of room in front of him, so he can just kind of focus on himself, focus on hitting his marks. Doesn't have too much lap traffic to deal with either, so he's going to hope this thing stays green. Could potentially use a caution, maybe get one final restart to maybe race himself into the lead, but Eric Kling holding on to the front spot. Tommy Kelly second, Alonzo King 3rd. Tim Wortman Jr., haven't talked too much about him. That 00 whiskey car, he's going to hold on to the 4th position. Look at the nose of that race car. Missing the nose, the hood's all crinkled in, lots of sheet metal damage on the sides there. Using the old chrome horn, as it were.
Yeah, Paul, sorry. I was just looking back here at the number 3 car. The number 3 car had gained 7 tenths on the leader of Eric Kling here this last lap. He's now 1.9 seconds. If you go and look at him, by the time we get to the line here, we're going to see what he's down to now. I believe he's cut that down a good margin there. He is now 1.3 seconds. He gained another 7 tenths on the leader in 1 lap. So I don't know, maybe his fresh tires are, I don't know, it might be paying in his favor. Those 4 extra laps that he waited could have been the key here to win this race.
And there you can see the race for the lead on screen. That's the 41 car who is a lap down. He's going to go up to the high side, move out of the way of the 3 car, Tommy Kelly, and he's going to set his sights on that 51 car. He's got plenty of time. He's got 12 laps to catch him. I think that can definitely happen, especially after making up 7 tenths of a second in 1 lap. But does Tommy Kelly have enough to get around Eric Kling? Eric Kling's got My Veteran Passion on the hood. The sponsors tonight, and this changes everything. Caution flag on lap number 113. Everybody's going to line up one more time. Well, at least one more time. Everybody's got tires. Oh, man, are we going to see anybody come down? Lots of different strategies going to be playing in effect here. And caution, lap number 113, and we'll see if we can find where that incident was. We'll pull up the Kong Beer Bong instant replay. Sifting through the tapes, trying to find which number cars were involved here. And I'm just not seeing it.
You had the 00 involved in the incident. I'm not sure if he's the one that caused it, but I'm looking through here right now with you. 00.
00 down on pit road, and we'll got the incident here. Backing up just a little bit. It looks like a solo car spin for Tim Wortman Jr. We'll take a peek just to make sure. But there you see, we're going to focus in on that 00 car. Hits the wall, slaps the wall, start-finish line, crosses down, hits the inside face wall. Oh, gets T-boned by Wade Palmer in the 24 car. A little bit of bumper car. Dave Douthwaite gets a piece of it as well. That's a tough break. That was your 5th place car in the 00, Tim Wortman Jr. And that's one of the things we've seen all night long. Loose off of turn 4, losing the back end. And well, we talked about pit stops earlier on here, John. We got drivers down on pit road with 10 laps to go. What are we seeing? 2 tires, 4 tires, fuel only. What do we got?
Well, it looks like the 51 and the 3, the first and second place cars, just both came into pit road, and they both took 4 tires, and 51 did beat the 3 out of the pits. But man, I feel bad for the 3 there. I feel like he had a car to win there on that long run there, catching that 51. But hey, who knows? The 51 he might have got some luck there. The fresh tires here with 10 laps to go. I think it'll be 8 laps to go when we go back to green. I don't know. He might have had a golden horseshoe up him. You know what I mean?
All up in him, as it were. And we're taking a look at timing and scoring right now. We're actually showing Wade Palmer, the 5th, is being shown as the leader. But that 24 car took a heavy hit on the front damage. The 11 car right behind him, Wayne Bowen, was involved as well. Those are the front 2 cars. 3rd place is going to go to Tyler Smith right now in the 96 car. And we've seen he's had that damage on the right front all evening long. Preston Fury in the 38. So those 4 drivers elected to stay out on track. And once we get the 1 to go and the lights turn off in the iRacing pace car, all these drivers, these lap cars, should be able to drive all the way around and get up on the tail end of the lead lap here. And the first driver off pit road, you made mention, Eric Kling's got 4 fresh tires. Alonzo King has 4 fresh tires as well. And looks like he got a little bit of damage fixed on the 47, so he's going to be pretty fast. Kevin Ruff in the 8 car came down. He got 4 tires. Tommy Kelly came down as well, and he's going to restart in the 8th position here. So with less than 10 laps to go, 8 laps potentially to go until the checkered flag. And this is going to be a barn burner for sure.
Yeah, if I was Eric Kling or if I was Tommy Kelly, especially the 2 fastest cars on the track tonight from what I can see, I would be worried about these front few here that just came and started, or that, the top 3 or the top 4 that stayed out. I would actually be worried about them because they're on older tires, and when you start this green flag run here, I wouldn't be surprised if you see some spinning tires up here in the front. So 51 and the 47 and Kevin Ruff and Tommy Kelly, they're all going to have to watch out for these drivers in front of them spinning tires, because it's going to be one heck of a show here for sure.
And we've seen that happen a couple of times here tonight. Old tires, not the best thing to go with, especially here in the concrete at Dover. And we got a lot of damaged cars up in the top 5, top 10, and you can see there's just a few cars left that haven't gotten damage here throughout the 125 or so, or the 117 laps that we've run so far. The 11 of Wayne Bowen on the bottom. Tyler Smith going to start on the high side. There you see the 38 and the 51 going to start in row 2, and the 51 car of Eric Kling on the outside of row 2. He's the first driver with 4 fresh tires. Alonzo King, Kevin Ruff, Tommy Kelly, Chris Spear, and Wade Palmer the 5th. All of those drivers came down. They've got 4 fresh tires. They're up in the top 10. And this is going to get interesting. Pace car dips on down low to the left side. Down on pit road for potentially what could be the final restart here of the evening. Lap 117 moving into 118. Making them wait for it. Making them wait. Green flag. The 11 spins the tires, loses the back end. The 96 spins the tires. 51 into the 96. They play bumper cars. They get clear of it. Here comes the 3 car of Tommy Kelly. 3 wide for 4th.
Yeah, I was about to say, what happened to the 3 car there? Why was he so far back? I'm not sure if he went back in the pit to get some damage fixed or what he did there, but he was back there behind the 51, way far behind the one I'm supposed to be at. But that was a close call there with the 51. The 51 is going for the lead. Oh, the first place car just hit the wall off of turn 4, Paul.
Preston Fury are going to take the bottom side and get around those guys as they make contact. Eric Kling going to tuck in behind as well, move himself into the second spot. Preston Fury now very, very strong, but on old tires, car in the wall, big time hit. Look, that's the 3 car, the 3 car. Oh, man, smoke coming out of that car. Caution flag once again, but the lap number 119 going to get a restart with less than 5 laps to go. Man, oh man, we're going to have to take a look at that Kong Beer Bong instant replay because that looked like a hard hit.
Yeah, it just looked like to me, Paul, that pretty much the number 11 car was just way off pace in the 47. Thought he could have him cleared here coming off of turn 2. And unfortunately, he came down and clipped the 47, sent the 47 into the outside wall, and came down and hooked the number 3 in the right rear. And I don't know, that pretty much ended the 3's knot, I think. And that's unfortunate because I think that was going to be a really good battle between him and the 51.
Yeah, for sure. Taking a look at the replay, though, it doesn't look like the 3 hit too big. There's not a whole heck of a lot of damage on there. He's going to be lined up 6th here, so if anybody can come home with a win with damage here, it'll definitely be Tommy Kelly in that 3 car, but we will definitely have to see. Eric Kling, very strong, currently out front in that 51 car. Preston Purrier, older tires in 2nd. Kevin Ruff in the 8 car moving up to 3rd. Chris Spear and Tommy Kelly now the top 5, and going to get a restart here with probably about 3 laps to go, and official green-white checkered.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the 3's got another set of tires to put on there or not, but he slid the tires a good bit there. I'm not sure if that's going to affect him or not. I would say it would, but he did not come into the pits there to replace those tires with him locking up the brakes like he did. So it would be interesting to see. And his right rear and his rear bumper is pretty crushed in. But who knows? Earlier in this race, we've seen the guys with the rear bumpers missing were still up to speed. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this 3 car with the kind of pace that he had tonight be just as fast, and he might can salvage the top 5 out of this.
100%. These drivers, long night here at Dover. Lots of yellow flags earlier on. Very long green flag run in the second half. Some green flag pit stops as well, and it actually looks like it got a little bit darker here at the racetrack. Some cloud cover potentially moving in. And that could be big. That could definitely change the handling here with 5 laps to go for these drivers up front. And being that it's concrete, it's really tough to tell how that's going to affect the cars. Whether it loosens them up or tightens them up. It's going to be interesting. It's green-white checkered, getting ready to come up here. Eric Kling out front had been fast all night long. And we made mention Preston Purrier, Kevin Ruff, Chris Spear, Tommy Kelly, the top 5. And Tommy Kelly, Alonzo King involved in that wreck. The 11 of Wayne Bowen on older tires and with lots of damage, just up into the wall and unfortunately collected the 47 in the 3 car. Big hit for Alonzo, a little bit of a small hit for Tommy Kelly in the 3. And you made mention, John, that he kind of dragged the tires for quite a bit on there. So we'll see what's left of those tires. And you can come off pit road as quick as you want, but if you scuff the tires up like that, coming to a stop, kind of takes away that new tire feel.
Yeah, for sure, Paul. And as I'm looking down here through the field, if you look at this number 38 car here, this is pretty much the cleanest car on the racetrack at this point. I don't see any damage whatsoever on the front, right front, rear. He has the cleanest car on this racetrack. And, we just had the green flag pit stop, so everybody was pretty much spread out. I'm not sure where Preston was running at before the green flag, but I wouldn't be surprised to see if you see Preston, put up a fight against the 51 of Eric Kling here with this clean race car.
Definitely could be the case, and the lights are off on the iRacing pace car. Everybody lined up now 2 by 2 throughout the field. 51 up high, 38 down low. Preston Purrier knows he needs to have the restart of a lifetime. He's got 20 laps on his tires at this point compared to the 8 of everybody surrounding him at this point. So he knows he needs to have a good restart, needs to make sure those tires are nice and clean in the back, doesn't want to spin the tires, and wants to make sure that he has the advantage going into turn number 1, and that's going to be a tall order because that 51 car of Eric Kling has been bad fast all night long in that U.S. Army My Veteran Passion number 51 car, and we will see. Time will tell. We've got 3 laps to go here. The first attempt at a green-white tack checkered, that pace car going to make the hard left-hand turn down to the safety of pit road one more time, and we're going to wait patiently for the green flag to come out once again here, and again, making them wait for it. Preston Purrier knows that he's got an opportunity here to shake the field up just a bit. He gets a little bit of an advantage, but there goes the 51 car, shot out like a rocket. 38 knew he had older tires, so he didn't want to jam on it, didn't want to spin the tires, but that's going to drop him all the way back into third. Chris Spear moves up to second, Eric Kling up in the front.
Yeah, you see the number 8 car was all over the rear bumper, that 38 with the old tires there. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, look, here we go. All right, so that number 38 is getting passed by the number 8 car as the 51 is pulling away from this field currently from the number 7 car. We've seen the number 7 car, Chris Spear, have troubles earlier in this race, but I'm surprised to see him back in second place there with 2 laps to go.
White flag, the last lap here. The 51 car has it. He needs to just make sure that he gets through 3 and 4 without making any kind of hiccups. Comes out of turn 4, checkered flag in the air. MVP shooting on down into victory lane. The My Veteran Passion car winning the My Veteran Passion 125. Chris Spear comes home second. Kevin Rubb third. Preston Perrier drops back to fourth. And Tommy Kelly, after having a powerhouse race, finishes in the 5th spot. And we'll get you the whole running order here momentarily. But a great race here at Dover. Phenomenal run. And you can see 8 cars on the lead lap after all the war of attrition there. But man, oh man, great run and a great win for tonight's presenting sponsor as well.
Yeah, see, I told you that Tommy Kelly was going to hold up and salvage the top 5 there, and he did just that. So that really, you can really tell that he had a lot of momentum there with that race car he had. But Eric Kling, he pretty much dominated this race along with the 3 cars. So it was actually going to be between one of them two, I believe. But man, I thought that 38 with that clean car was actually going to get something out of it.
And there's a cool shot right there. The My Veteran Passion drivers all lining up at the start-finish line, getting a really good shot. The 15, the 47, the 37, the 62, the 51, tonight's winner. Very, very cool shot there here at Dover, and it's cool to have those guys run that. One of the cool things, too, about streaming here, Tim Wortman Jr. Jumps into the Facebook chat, said he glanced over at something, brushed the wall. It's a rare mistake for him, and he apologized to all of the guys. But going to slide right into post-race interviews here. We're going to see if we can catch up with Kevin Ruff, the number 8 driver. John, you want to take the interview with third place?
Hey, Kevin, third place finishers. John Adams up in the booth. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that last restart there you had?
Well, I was sitting there talking to Chris. Preston was having issues in Discord, but we're all in the same chat. So we were sitting there talking about what we could do to get around Eric. I just want to see one of us get a win. Eric is a very talented racer in this sim racing world. But one of us has got to get a win, man. We got to put ourselves on the map. So just trying to figure out what to do. Preston was on older tires, Me and Chris were on some good freshies, and Preston's restart just wasn't good, and that's what kind of cost me. I don't know if I would have been able to pass Eric, but I would have been able to give him a run for his money on that final lap.
Yeah, for sure. I seen you give Preston a little love tap there off of turn 2 on that restart. I wasn't sure if that was going to cause an incident or not, but it looked like you hit him square in the rear, and you just kind of gave him a little love tap there to let him know, like, hey, I'm right here, buddy. Let me come on by. But yeah, like you said, Eric Kling, he had a rocket tonight. It is good to see him win for sure tonight. I thought he had a chance with number 3 car there, but as far as everything else goes, how was the rest of your race?
It was kind of scrappy, to be honest, because, I was involved in a wreck earlier. I avoided 3 wrecks, literally, had to do all kinds of crap on the track to avoid 3 wrecks, and I got hit one time, had about 1 minute and 17 seconds of damage. Able to fix it, and I still maintained 2,000 RPM, so that was a huge thing. So the car was really good. I worked on the setup really hard right before the race in practice. We were all kind of brainstorming, but I drive a real loose car. So I knew at Dover, this track's going to eat tires no matter how loose you make the car. So I'm used to more dirt tracking it around Dover just because, like I said, I like loose setups. So I had a fast car, definitely not something that could have kept up with Tommy or Eric. But I definitely had a top 5 car, and it shows, obviously, finishing third. But I'll take the finish. We did really good tonight in the Goodyear Caterpillar Chevrolet, and take the points and move forward to next week.
Yeah, it's real awesome seeing. I seen that you were a little sideways there, a little bit of the race there, and you know what? That's the same way I like my cars to be set up too. I like to be loose on the edge and out of control. That way is fast. Harry Hogg said so in Days of Thunder, right?
That's exactly right. Loose is fast. Loose is fast.
Loose is fast. All right, Kevin Rush. Who do you want to give a shout out to and thank your sponsors?
Just my teammates. I got Tommy over at RCR, but I got many more people. Preston, Chris, David, Tim, Jameson. Just everyone down there that races with us week in and week out. It's always a blast. Got to thank the admins for this league. They put together a really good league. It's a lot of fun. It's my first year in it. But just shout out to who I work personally for, and that's Goodyear Tire Rubber Company. Great company to work for. Love working for them. Wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing on the iRacing if it wasn't for them. And just a shout out to my family and my girlfriend. They put up with a lot with me doing the sim racing, but they know it's a good stress reliever for me.
I heard that, buddy. I heard that. Same here. Same here. That is Kevin Ruff, the number 8 machine, finishing 3rd place here tonight. I'm going to pass it on off to Paul Strickland Jr. here to catch up with the number 7, Chris Spear.
Yeah, Chris Spear coming home in the 2nd position, and great run for that 7 car. A little bit of a rough start, couple of incidents, a lot of damage around on that 7 car, but Chris, you came home in 2nd, man. Talk to us.
I did. I beat up Corey LaJoie's face on the car and everywhere on the car, but it was it's still a fast car. After that incident, really, we just thought about going a little bit slower and just trying to maintain stuff. A lot of cautions, a lot of things to avoid. Just knew that we needed to be there at the end. Had to work pretty hard for it. Kind of got a little lucky on strategy because I had a little bit more fuel than everyone else on that green flag run, so I could stay out a little bit longer. Lead a lap, that was the goal. And it kind of fell through us there at the end with Preston getting not a great restart on the inside, and it was fun. I definitely thought I wasn't going to finish 2nd, though. I thought Kevin had me. He was way faster than me entering the corner, but I knew as long as I could stay in it coming out of the corner, I could beat him to the line, and really that's what happened. And luckily he gave me enough room because I got wicked loose coming out of the corner.
Absolutely, and having a 2nd place run, missing a start here with 6 starts so far this season of the 7 races. It ties you in 16th, and it gets you just a little bit closer. So we're still 5 races out from the playoffs. But having a good points night like tonight, does it kind of refire the shoot for the playoffs? Do you think you're going to be able to make it into the top 16 by the time we get there?
Oh, I definitely think we're going to get there. I think it's going to come down to trying to get a win, though. Our RCR Spire colleague team really in front row. We really work well together and working on the setups. And really, that teamwork is kind of what gets us up here every week. At least 2 or 3 of us are up in the top 5 every week, and that's our goal, is just keep being that consistent.
100%, and a great run here tonight. On to Michigan next week, the big track. And want to give you the opportunity to thank friends, family, sponsors, anybody that might be watching at home. Microphone's all yours.
I definitely want to go ahead and first and foremost thank My Veteran Passion for jumping on board as the race sponsor here tonight, and also for all that they do for veterans. If you are not a fan of them on Facebook yet, please go and hit the like button. They're also doing a 24-hour streaming session right now in honor of the 22 soldiers that commit suicide each day, in an attempt to try to help raise money and really do whatever they can to possibly help those veterans. Also want to thank my buddy Danny Slate that's watching. Need to thank my teammates, all of them, everyone that did a really great job here tonight, just getting this car in the position that it ended up. Want to thank our sponsors. Our team sponsors, Harpoon Design, CS Racing, Little PP's mom, and Marwin Sports, JNR Aquatics, and then our season sponsors as well. Everyone here really works really hard, and it's nice to have a race that actually didn't feel as boring.
Yeah, great race at Dover here. A little bit rough to start, but a great run in the second half, and pretty much going all the way through the field a couple of times with that number 7 car. Great run, great finish here. Congratulations on second place.
Thank you. I also want to thank my girlfriend because I always forget to do that. She lets me spend countless hours sitting behind this rig.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what it's all about. And See if we can get caught up here with tonight's winner. Man, it's a mess down here in Victory Lane. All the MVP guys hanging out and celebrating the My Veteran Passion victory here in Victory Lane. We're going to see if we can catch up with Eric Kling down in Victory Lane, trying to find exactly where he's at. There he is. Eric Kling's down there. Alyssa, you've caught up with our winner, Eric Kling, the number 51 car down in Victory Lane.
Eric Kling, congratulations on your win.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We've put a lot of work into this week and a lot of lap times and whatnot. And I want to thank my Veterans Passion, the U.S. Army, everyone for helping put this together. And, and my teammates for all the work that they do. And it was a great race.
Absolutely. We really appreciate that. Coming from veterans in my family, this is a great organization that, honestly, this is the first time we've heard about it. And so far it seems fantastic. Were you worried at all about this win?
Yeah, a little bit. I think towards the back end of the about 30 laps to go, I ended up touching up into the wall and messed up the handling of my car, and it kind of went, the speed kind of went away a little bit. And, as I went, I was just trying to play it out, give it a feel and see how it was going out. And I thought I kind of lost it there at the end up until that caution came out, which allowed me to go in and get some fresh tires and kind of completely change the outcome of the race. So that pretty much helped me win that.
How worried were you about number 3, Tommy Kelly, coming up behind you?
Yeah, I was pretty worried. He was coming pretty quickly, and I knew he had fresher tires than me at that point. So I knew that he was with about 10. I think it was about 10 laps to go at that point. 10, 15 laps to go at that point. He had a car that could get around me. The only thing I could do was hold him off. So. And that caution kind of changed that outcome. So,
if there was anything about this race that you could have done differently, what would it have been?
Not hit the wall. Not hit the wall and mess my car up with 50 to go.
Absolutely. So again, congratulations on that win. Who would you like to thank for this race?
My Veterans Passion, U.S. Army, teammates, JR, Ryan Kling, my brother, and Ian, Tim, and everyone else, and Gas Can Go Racing for assisting with, setup help when needed.
All right. Well, again, we want to give a special thanks to the My Veterans Passion for coming out. It's a great organization. You can find information for that in the Discord. They're on Twitch. It's myveteranspassion.org. You can find more info there. Congratulations again on your win. I'm going to pass it back to Paul.
Thank you very much.
A solid victory, a solid win for MVP, and a solid interview with the winner, Eric Kling, coming home, bringing that 51 car down into Victory Lane with the MVP logo on the hood. And again, make sure to check them out at myveteranpassion.org, on Facebook, on Twitch, and on YouTube. Great to see those guys jumping on and watching the stream here with us on Vidane TV. And that's actually going to wrap it up. I got to pack up and head on off to the old shoot job here, working third shift. It kind of wears on you a little bit, but we'll make it work. Great race here tonight. John, Alyssa, thank you so much for jumping on board here tonight. Great debut. Final thoughts. What'd you think of tonight's race?
Oh, tonight's race was really entertaining. It was all about the three of Tommy Kelly and Eric Kling. Those were the top two I felt like was going to win the race. And you seen the 51 came out on top, Eric Kling. So it's actually good to see him win, and that my passion's better.
John might be stepping on his wireless microphone cord, got cut off just a little bit there, but gonna wrap things up here, taking a quick peek at the weekly schedule. Multi-League Cup Series action tomorrow night, special start time 8 p.m. Eastern time. We hit the airwaves for the Patented Paints pre-race show. You can see the Nept iRacing Shift Marketing and Design Grand National Series logo there on your screen. They're kicking off in just a couple of weeks. October 5th is going to be their very first race at Daytona. That's going to be a fun race to follow on through in the fall and winter months. Today, the first official day of fall. Fat Boy Fall, as it were. Looking forward to that as well. Off for a couple of days Monday night, back for the Sim 500 Trans Service Cup Series. They got some playoff action going on as well. And then right back here Wednesday night for the doubleheader action, Tim's Corner Motorsports, Tim's Corner Live, episode number 34. And then right back here for Michigan for the Loose Lugz Cup Series, getting closer and closer to that playoff berth. But that's going to wrap things up here at Dover for Vidane TV for the Loose Lugz Racing League and for My Veteran Passion jumping on board as the series sponsor tonight. Again, check them out, myveteranpassion.com. I am Showtime Paul Strickland Jr., John Adams, Alyssa Tana up here in the booth. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll catch you on the flip side. When we do, we're going to be doing it live.